This is a VR for my friend Jay Dighsx. Dighsx. You smoking? It's a Nelly collection with some the Church Warden from Watch City Cigar. And as you may notice, I'm wearing a t-shirt. And yes, this is very, very weird because this is the first day of February and I live in Boston. Are we doomed? We might not know, but the end of times might be coming fast. Anyhow. This video is a VR for 2016 Jay's 10 questions. And he asks a bunch of very interesting stuff to get to know us a little bit better. And just fast disclaimer, besides the price of stuff in the question number 1, I have not thought or gave any second of, time to answer this, so I'm pretty much improvising here. The first one, how much does a gallon of milk costs in next year? $5.40. A gallon of gas, $1.70. 50 grams of tobacco, a Peterson tin around $13.50, $14. A cigar that I would like to smoke. Sometimes I smoke very cheap cigars, so you could say $4. But if you're saying like a cigar that I would give to someone else, maybe around $9. And Jay's now looking at me pissed because I sent him a bunch of cheap cigars. Sorry, Jay, that's what I had at the time. Define friendship. That's a tough one. I think friendship for me is a relationship between two people where they have interest in each other for what they are and for their knowledge and for their history and or how they made you feel. I have a theory that all friendship is based on interest. All relationships is based on interest, even if it's a good interest. For example, say I am friends with that person because that person makes me laugh. So it's a benefit for me because that person makes me laugh. You know what I mean? But not because it's an interest-based relationship, it means it's bad. So I think that's it. I think it's a interest-based relationship where you don't have any material interest. It's just by the virtues and by the experience and by the how that person make you feel. That's it, I think. What did I have for dinner last night? Oh, last night was a mess. I had old French fries and half of a burger that my wife ate the night before. And the Healthy Society is looking at me and saying like, no wonder. Anyway. Would you embed a link to the internet in your head? Absolutely not. I love being able to go away from everything. Don't get me wrong, I love internet. I am constantly on the internet, but at the same time, I love to know that I have the possibility to turn everything off and get away from it. I love to know that I can go to my room with no computer, just get my guitar and unplug, play, and be just by myself. I like that kind of stuff, and I would never do such a thing. I would never wear Google glasses either. But I do have an iPhone. I'm a walking contradiction. I don't know. Are you smarter or dumber than you think? Both. Easy question. Very both. And the primary factor for me to to fluctuate between dumber than I think and smarter than I think is my English. Not being able to express your opinion with the eloquence that you want is extremely frustrating. Sometimes I think of my arguments in Portuguese and how do I know the social, see if that makes sense for you, the social weight of the words that I'm using, you know, and how the listener is going to receive that word is easier for me to do that in Portuguese. But with English, I it depends on how good my English is that day. Sometimes I think, well, that was good. That was acceptable. And the other day was like, geez, my God, I should never have opened my mouth for saying that. So I don't. For me, it's not based on. I think what Jay's coming through here is like there. I think there was a book who says about the stages of learning that when you're young, you don't know that you know, and then you know that you don't know, and and you keeps. I don't remember it. My dad told me this once. But if we're talking about that kind of thing, if this makes any sense to you, I think it also depends on the subject. Yeah. Sometimes I think that I know something about my profession, and I don't. And sometimes I think that I know, about some discussion about feelings, like I had with my wife. Sometimes, we just, try to think out of the box and just discussing stuff. And sometimes I think that I have a pretty good opinion about something, and then she comes and murders it. And so that's, I know, I think I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm happy that I didn't know that I know, and sometimes I'm sad that I just realized that I didn't know. What's one skill that you wish you had? Several. I would like to speak all the languages in the world. But I would like to. If this isn't a skill, I would be able to have perfect communication. I would be able. I would like to be able to speak my mind with absolutely preciseness. That's what I would like to do. So whenever someone is listening to me, there's no doubt what I'm trying to say. I think that would make my life so much easier. Would you rather jump out of a plane with 30% chance of the chute that the chute will not open, or bungee jump out of a bridge with a 30% chance of the cord not breaking? I don't think I care about that because I would die and all the 30% chances. But I think it's. Okay, I think if it's the same risk and I'm dying anyway, I would jump out of the plane. you know, if I fall in the 30% risk, group, I would take the higher risk. At least I enjoy the trip. Because I think I would die either way, so it doesn't matter. Could you spend $10 million in one day? And if yes, how? I have no idea. Could I? Can I acquire stuff? Can I purchase stuff for me? It's like that movie that the guy cannot if anything that he acquires he has to consume, or he can buy any objects or stuff, like can't buy a plane. I don't know. I think I could. It would be ridiculous. Probably would do it without leaving my house either. Probably the first thing I would do, if there was a competition, I would hire 20 other crazy consumers and give them high-speed internet and let them buy all this stock of everything online. I think we would be able to do it. Is that even possible? Is that a rule? Am I breaking a rule? Okay. What's the best part of your day? not knowing what's gonna happen. My routine is completely unstable. I might stay awake until 8 in the morning. I might go to bed at 7 at night. It's only based on what I have to do tomorrow. So the best part of my day is the constant feeling that I don't know what I'm gonna do until I do it. Would you rather live in a 2,500 square feet house on a 1 acre, or in a 500 feet house with 500 acres? The biggest house with a smaller place. Not because not because of the philosophy, but because of the 500 square feet house is a very tiny house for me. Actually, 25 square feet house on a 1 acre is pretty much spot on my perfect living scenario. So it's easy to, you know, a little bit of, you have some space and not enough to lose track of your stuff, of your life, not enough that a walk around the property takes 2 days, but at the same time, you can let your dog loose, or you can set a fireplace and you know toast some meat, and you have a house with a good size to put your stuff and collect all the junk. That's it, Jay. I hope any of this made any sense. See you guys in the next one. Bye.